come on in, get comfortable, take a seat, stay a while, get comfortable. As we get into these collective messages, I just want to make sure that y'all are doing okay. Y'all are doing good. You're taking it easy. You're breathing well. I hope you're doing fine. As I'm getting into this though, I wanted to sit, right? I wanted to sit with the collective energy, and I wanted to feel first, what am I sensing as the strongest energy in this moment? What am I feeling for you guys as a whole? And the first thing that came to my mind was make me over, then the word revival, and then the word self-exploration. And those three words, make me over, revival, and self-exploration, is what the energy is feeling very strongly as. Let me just kind of be a little abstract for a moment, because it feels like somebody wanting to feel like a muse when it comes to life, wanting to feel appreciated, wanting to feel inspired, having somebody else feel inspired by you, or having other people appreciate you. And it doesn't feel like you're going out of your way to seek this or search for that, but you just want to be in such a receiving state of flow, and you want to be in such a continuous state of how the energy is moving through your life that you want to feel good, you want to feel appreciated. And I take this a little bit further because it almost allowed me to tap into your childhood, and I don't want to go too deep there because it's still a general collective message. But it made me wonder about the version of you as a child, and how were you appreciated? If you were appreciated, how was your parents, or if your parents even showed you forms of love? And if they did, in what ways? And sometimes people can show us forms of love in the way that they know how to, but it may not be in the way we need to receive it. It may not be in the way that we can truly accept it. And doesn't mean that they're not giving us love. We just don't have the ability or the tools to translate their version of love to what we need as love. So there feels like kind of a deficiency maybe in the childhood growing up, where even if you had parents or family members trying, or even loved ones trying to love on you, the way that they showed it to you may have not been in the way that you could truly receive it at your core. So even as you're evolving and aging and getting older, there feels like there's still some void that was never really in the appropriate way nurtured, soothed, or really taken care of. And if with that void, I don't think it was conscious, not as I'm flowing through this energy. I don't think this was conscious for you. I think this may have been more of an unconscious void, which allowed us to develop patterns in an unconscious way where we may have been giving the love to others that we wanted to receive. But in fact, we did receive it. We just couldn't translate it to receive it. There's a, okay, not to go again, too mixy here with the messages, but it feels like something got crossed in translation. It's like the people who were able to raise you, they could only raise you and love on you in the way that they knew how. And it just may have not been the way that you needed. And because it may have not been the way that you needed, as you grew older and became an adult and started to love other people and develop your own relationships, we may have been trying to love those people from a space that we didn't feel got fulfilled when it should have. So I bring it back to this, again, mind you, this is all just what I'm just channeling. I'm bringing it back to present moment of your energy, especially here in May, June. And this feels like it's going to be a strong story here for you through the summer, where you want to feel like a muse now. You want to feel appreciated. You don't want to be pouring into people. You don't want to overextend yourself. And I don't care if this comes to your work, your family members, your children, your spouse. You want to be in a season of being appreciated and finally feeling like you're being poured into, or being poured into the way that you know you deserve and you desire. And I think through this period, you're discovering, what is it that you need? What is it that you desire when it comes to your career, when it comes to your work life, when it comes to your relationships? It's like we're not giving our energy, time, attention, and even our love from that broken place anymore. We're not choosing to, we're refusing to. It's like, at some point, either you are seeing that blind spot for yourself, or you've already came into consciousness, awareness of that blind spot that you had, and why in relationships with people, you may have been giving love to them and you may have not received it back. Just like your parents may have given love to you, but if it wasn't in the way that you can receive it, it may have felt like they weren't giving it back to you. Do you see how the pattern happened in childhood and now in adulthood? And that's what it feels like. You ended up developing that similar pattern and feeling like you weren't receiving the love back. Now, I think you're aware of this. I think you're aware of this. I don't think you're dealing with that pattern. I think you're aware of this pattern now. And now with you being aware of it, it's like you're wanting to be loved on and be appreciated in a healthy way, from a healthy space. So tell me, let me see for my collective, as we move into May, or move throughout May and go into June, what is the biggest energy here for the collective overall? We got the 10th house parents. I kid you, I shit you not. I don't know if you can see it, but if it'll focus, it says 10th house parents. And bottom of the deck is the sun. Shine your light brightly. So it must be you Leos, though, obviously still tuning in and watching, because that energy is coming through. But nonetheless, this goes back to what I was saying. So I didn't even really need the cards. This is, I'm on point here for this then. There is a root. But again, I feel like you've come to realization of that. Maybe you've had an epiphany, you've had a breakthrough moment, some type of clarity. It almost feels like you've been having breakthroughs as of recently too. So you may have been having these eureka moments where you're starting to understand parts of yourself, maybe parts of where you lack, maybe things that go back to your childhood, patterns, conditionings, even limiting beliefs and mindsets that may have made you feel stuck or kept you in patterns that just weren't good for you, or even the people that are around you. And these breakthrough moments are making you realize and see into self-exploration what you need now. Not from a place of woundedness, not from a place of scarcity and lack, not from a place of void, not from a place of despair, grief, or a place of angst. But now that I can see clearly, and you have the clarity which gives you the power, so you may be feeling like you're more in your power during this time. You may be feeling your energy levels may be high. I'm hearing the word high octane. So you may be running on high octane, on high fuel during this time because your energy is really lit. But it does allow you to really explore what is it that you're wanting at this time. I like this. This may be you may have either in recent, I was going to say in recent history. So in recent history, you may have either forgiven your parents, forgiven maybe some of the parental dynamics you've had. Maybe you've come to terms to learn to accept whether your parents are alive or they're not. Send my condolences if they're not. Maybe you've learned at this stage in your life to accept what has happened in your childhood, or not saying it was right, wrong, or indifferent. I don't know. But when I think you've come to peace, or you're coming to terms like, you know what, my parents are just who they are. I know I have to love them in doses or take them in spades and then let them do them, let them trip, and now I'll go my own separate way. Or forgiving certain things that happened to you that may have been, again, in the unconscious or in the subconscious that we had a breakthrough moment in regards to, and now it's like you feel like you can let that go. So I want to get back into this muse energy though, because this is your energy is wanting to be adored, admired, appreciated. You know, you may be dealing with, or you could be dealing with or coming from a work situation where you didn't feel appreciated or valued. Maybe you didn't fit in the workplace. Maybe there was drama in that work environment, or you just felt no longer engaged to it. And now you're in the space of, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be in a career or tied to a job where I'm having to deal with these circumstances or these issues or different things that are surrounding it. It's like you're sitting with yourself, okay, what do I want? You don't want to just hop into something else just because you need money or because of something quick or you got to think on your feet. It's like your next jump is your best jump. You refuse to get into another dead-end job, or you refuse to deal with another job where you're dealing with these complications or this corporate culture. It's like my next jump is going to be my best jump, and you're dead set on that. Which is nice. And if this is not even in regards to your work, maybe this is in regards to what you want romantically or out of your relationships, and being in a space of rediscovering what your body needs at this stage of your life, what your heart, your mind, your intellect, what you need across the spectrum. Now you may feel like, okay, now that I have a better grasp on what is going to work for me now that I've come to some clarity of why I keep repeating patterns or why I keep repeating cycles with these partners, I know what I do want and don't want, but now I know how to go and get it, or be able to assess or see when I'm starting to act out in old ways that are just a hindrance. There's a lot of clarity surrounding you. And there's an up leveling here of just your energy because of recognizing some rooted issues that go back to your parents or that go back to your childhood when it comes to matters of how you need to feel loved, valued, and truly appreciated. And it does feel like That's what you're calling in through these breakthroughs. Oh, the Queen of Cups and the Six of Swords. That's what you're calling through. I don't even need the cards. I keep wanting to touch these cards for you, collective. I just don't need them, but I still use them because I know some of you guys like to see the cards. I just really don't need to touch them. That's all this is. You're calling in people, places, circumstances, situations that make you feel adored, that make you feel appreciated, admired, that make you feel handsome, that make you feel beautiful. It's just like that feeling of wanting somebody that looks at you and just say, I want you. No ill intentions, no misguided directions, just I want you. I see you. I see something within you. I see that light in you and I want that. I don't want to take from you. I want to be able to pour into that. You want to feel like that. But again, it goes back to the root. But I think this want is coming from a healthy place versus a lack. Or again, how I said in regards to your work, you know. So tell me about this energy that is coming in for the collectives then. What is going on with this energy for the collectives? And why is this happening? We have the Six of Wands in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Eight of Cups. Okay, I'm going to leave the cards alone. Six of Wands in reverse, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Eight of Cups. You are walking away. You are walking away. Just like you had to walk away from your... Ooh, I don't know if I want to say that. Ooh, that was going to slip out. I'll say it though. I would say just like you had to walk away from your childhood. Somebody had to grow up real fast. Somebody had to grow up really fast. And through growing up really fast, you had to bump your head in a lot of different ways. You ain't have nobody to guide you. You ain't have nobody to lead you. You ain't had nobody to direct you. You ain't had nobody to show you the way. You ain't had nobody to tell you don't hang out with this person, don't hang out with that person. You didn't have nobody to tell you, hey, don't take that job and take this one instead. You ain't have nobody to tell you, hey, don't go this route, don't go that route, or handle your money like this and not handle your money like that. You didn't have anybody by your side. Don't get me wrong, of course, you've had people, right? Let's not be unrealistic. But you had to grow up quickly. So even when it comes to matters of your career, your finances, your money, and your love life, you had to wing it, and you're still winging it. You're winging it. And that's, I mean, when you don't have anybody that can guide you or be a mentor or just maybe have already accomplished what you accomplished in the family so that way they can lead you, you ain't got a roadmap here. I'm looking at a person that ain't got a roadmap. But through trial and error, through difficulty and up and down, you're figuring it out as you go, and God damn it, you're doing good at it. You may not always make the right step. You may not always make the right choice. You may not always go in the right direction, but God damn it, you are good at making sure that you get back up on your feet and that you figure out a way. It's like, oh my God, the old days when you had MapQuest, when you had to print out the old maps, and even before that, you know what I mean? And trying to find your way, and you on the road and you trying to look at a paper map and try. That's what it feels like. Trying to wing it. No instructions. But damn it, you got the hope, faith, and belief you're going to land on something. And even if you fall, you learn the lessons and you get back up. That's what this is all about. Even in your love life or career, I think still to this day, there's that feeling of, okay, I'm winging it. I mean, I may have some experience under my belt because I've been here, done that. Or, you know, obviously, if you're up in age, just through time, experience, and wisdom, you're going to have that knowledge under your belt. But this is still new territory. Even just accepting and coming to peace with your past. Maybe coming to peace with being the one that had to grow up fast. Coming to peace with, hey, my parents could only pour into me in the best way that they knew how. Even though they poured into me and I felt like I may have not received it, they still, it's all of this. It's like even just going through the psychological process of the things that you've been through, the goods, bads, and even the traumas. You're winging it on how to process it. You're winging it on how to deal with the emotions behind it. You're winging it on how to keep maneuvering through this thing called life. And God damn it, you're doing a good job. You was doing a good job. You're doing a good job. I don't mean to get emotional on your reading. I feel like I didn't get emotional reading in a long time, But you did the best you could with the materials and tools you had. But now because of all that, this is why this stage of your life of self-exploration is so major. It's so monumental. Because now it's, I don't want to pick things or go towards things or people out of a space of lack. I understand what I did or did not have. I understand who I am, and I understand what I don't want to go through again. And now your energy is able to walk towards or pick the people that aligns with you as of today versus that aligned with you with the baggage, or that aligned with you with the psychological blocks or the limiting beliefs, or the still holding the weight unconsciously from our upbringing and what we witnessed in our younger years. It's like you're able to now do it from a clear space. And I don't know when's the last time you had this. I don't know when's the last time you had a clear space to finally make choices out of a space where there is no lack, or there is no poverty, or there is no survival mode mentality, making decisions where your options are only limited. It's, you finally get to choose from a space of I can have whatever the I want, because you've moved into a space where what has happened to you in the past no longer is, at least you're no longer allowing it to block you. So I like this energy. So I see you moving towards it, but let's see, can you tell me, how does this play out for my collective? I'm sorry if I got a little ranty on that part, or a little preachy. I don't mean to, but we got the Devil, 3 of Wands, and let's see, and the Star, Page of Wands. Wow. It's like you could have easily fell victim to falling back into old patterns. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we do. But as long as you get up, you're still being consistent with moving forward. But you could have easily fell back, collective, into old patterns. You could have easily fell back into old mindsets and old ways of doing things. As you go through this process and you're discovering what it is that you want and having to release things and having these breakthrough moments, you know, it could be overwhelming at times, or just having to face some uncomfortable truths and even give yourself a reality check at times can be difficult. And sometimes we can get hard on ourselves and just fall back, right? Just naturally, or just through the process. But there's a feeling of not giving up on yourself. I'll be straightforward with you. Do I think the outcome of this self-exploration is coming in its full entity in the month of May? No. I think this is going to be a process. I think this is a rollout throughout the summer. You're going to start to align because of that self-exploration and aligning yourself with the things you do want. Throughout the summer, you're going to start to see the pieces slowly move into place, whether it's from your social group start to slowly change. Some people start to leave, some people start to enter. Your relationship life starts to change. You start to see that you're accessing different options, or your options in love are changing. They're becoming better, or even your relationship starting to improve because you're letting go some of the unconscious or subconscious things that may have been blocking you. Your career life, you'll start to see that slowly shift, whether it's building up more of that energy of knowing that that career is not for you any longer, or actually starting to see momentum and change in it. Things will progress. Nonetheless, do I see it all happening in May? No, I still see a weight, but I still see in that weight you not going back to the old you. You refusing. It's like, I'll be damned if I have noticed these patterns, noticed these things about myself that has hindered me, and I'll fall back into those. You're just refusing not to. So I think as you go throughout May and so on in the summer, you're not only strengthening your connection to yourself, but your belief that you know. Because I think as you see your life changing and shifting slowly, you're gonna know you're making the right choice. You truly are. So collective, I'm gonna leave this here. If you would like a private reading, the link is in the description box below. I think this is a beautiful time for you. I think it's a great and gorgeous time for you. And I'm nothing but proud because of the work that you're doing here. So I'm gonna let you go. Bye.